I just wanted to show this to you guys. I'm out picking blueberries this morning because I kind of missed part of the day yesterday doing a little cleanup around the house. But anyway, this has been out since about 2019, maybe a tad bit earlier. Of course, 2019 is right before the pandemic. So I'd known about this, but I'm trying to think if I actually put it in my book. I know I wanted to put it in my book, but I don't know if I did yet. It may be in the second edition. So anyway, this little research comes from China. Interesting, it was before the pandemic, but they did 73 different cultivars of blueberries, and what they found is the leaves actually contain more nutrients than the blueberries themselves. That is crazy. So, interesting enough, the this really could open some fields of production in the United States or around the world in pharmaceuticals or nutrient products, so that when the end of the blueberry season, which is actually pretty short depending on the plant, a lot of these plants only last maybe a month and a half of blueberry production. And if you talk to the farmers that produce blueberries, what they actually do is they wait till the blueberry is a certain ripeness on the plant before they go extract them. And so they hire people or use a machine to extract the blueberries out there in the field when they're already been ripe for possibly weeks. I particularly don't like that methodology, but that's the production methodology they have to do because, cost and all this good stuff and labor for producing the blueberries and getting them to the market. So anyway, but when they're done with the blueberries, the plants are just sitting in the fields. They don't plow them under. The leaves aren't done anything with because they're only wanting the fruit because that's what they sell in the store. So anyway, now that this is out there and they know that blueberry leaves actually have more than enough nutrients than the actual fruit itself, this could be coming out in a totally different industry. I could see on Amazon one day you'll find a blueberry leaf extract, kind of like some of these other different products out there with leaves as an extract. But I can see them putting this together in a little pill, a vitamin, and I mean, this is just incredible. So let me go and read some of the stuff here. Composition and therapeutic applications have led to an increase in propagation of blueberries worldwide, blah blah blah, you already know that. The wide use of blueberry leaves is described to preventative effects against cataracts, premature aging, and anemia. Holy shit, the premature aging, that's a big topic right now. Some of these people trying to live forever with, different foods and different vitamins, etc., or eating less, kind of do fasting technique. So that was out in 2001 when they found out about that, higher antioxidants than their fruits. Talking about the leaves, so they knew that about the leaves since 2001. And let me find it here. It also talks about the Chinese have been using the leaves for centuries in teas. Let's see. It talks about it in here. So, I am going to, I've got some leaves, and I would not suggest eating these leaves right off the bush because birds crap all over the leaves when they come here to try to eat some of them. You know my history with leaves, or blueberries with the birds. The mockingbirds love blueberries, and there are a few other birds I've seen in here too. Squirrels and groundhogs I've seen actually come into the garden and try to eat some blueberries. But anyway, there are quite a few nutrients in the leaves that are enhanced by using the leaves versus the berry itself. Now, the berry is good because it produces a fiber, and I believe the leaves also have a little bit of that fiber in there built into the leaf itself. So, but anyway, this is going to be incredible, where the leaves can actually be used as a crop itself. So when the season is over with, so like my season for my blueberries are going to be over with, typically late August. I think I've actually had some blueberries to the 1st of September, but it's only a few varieties or plants that actually have those leaves available to me, or the blueberries going into September, but the rest of the plants are generally done by late June, mid-July. There are a few more that potentially have a few berries that are still being ripened in August, but generally speaking, June and July, by the end of July, they're almost all gone. So, a farmer could essentially have a crew of people, or if they could find a way to do this by a machine, go out and actually pick the leftover leaves, and maybe have a quality control, pick only certain kinds, or honestly, the easiest way is just to take a pair of scissors or clippers and just clip them off. If you try to do what I just did today, and I ripped off a few leaves, you're actually going to lose some berries on the on the plant, because the berries will pop off because it's too much of a jarring shake to rip off some leaves from your plant here. You can see just one little leaf. I'm shaking about half the plant here. So anyway, some clippers or some scissors, take off those leaves, put them in a bucket, and bring them inside to your facility, wash them, and then bag them like spinach. I mean, that would be incredible. So just wanted to continue off where I left off there. Video quit on me, I think. So this is just going to be an incredible option or variety where blueberries can become a nootropic or different variety of vitamin available potentially in stores. I would think pretty soon. I couldn't imagine some of these companies waiting for this to just be lost in the shuffle. They could potentially start making this quickly. I mean, crap, you're talking about a blueberry. So I'm not sure how that would need to even be fast-tracked by the FDA, or have an issue there with the FDA to get that approval in the United States. But anyway, I just wanted to add that option there, or an idea that this could be on the shelves potentially in record time, just knowing that these leaves can produce a better nutrient than the blueberries themselves. Check out my book on Amazon and other retailers there. I'm out. Interesting enough, when you cut a branch off of a blueberry, and I think this occurs with other plants too, it produces a technique with the plant called injuring, I think. There may be a more technical term to it, but if you cut that plant, that injuring effect will essentially get the plant to start regenerating its leaves elsewhere, or produce additional branches. So by doing that, it's a good thing. It will regenerate that plant and let it grow out in some other direction, either higher or lower or sideways, or whichever, to get that plant growing again. So injuring or cutting and trimming the plant is a good thing. So once your season is done with cutting blueberries, if you want some leaves, feel free to do that, because on its own, the branches sometimes will die on a blueberry plant if they're not getting enough light. So maybe trim the ones a little higher in the bush. Take care. Washing my leaves. Now, what I've done to make these palatable is eat the blueberry leaves with blueberries. I also have some blackberries in there too. So that seems to be much more palatable. I haven't tried doing like vinegar or some type of milk-based dressing, but anyway, I'm not sure how that would work with the ranch or something, but this is how it seems to be palatable. Interesting enough, when you put the leaves and the berries in your mouth, the leaves act like a kind of soggy / crunchy potato chip when you eat them. So food for thought. Give it a shot. I've already had quite a few, but I'm going to finish off this bag that I have here. So happy eating.
Like or subscribe. If you want more interesting stories and research,